To those
Right.
who don't know who I am, I'm Devon from T4H, Therapy for Healing. We're based in Southeast, and we cover London basically, physically, but obviously on Zoom we cover a wider range. Now, so we're talking about aches and pains and how we deal with that. Now, I was just thinking some of the techniques, and some are quite simple, I think anyway. Some things that people may be using already. So one is simply if you've got a achy knee or joints, and you find that what's happening when you touch it, it's very, very hot or very warm. Now, one of the things I've always said to do is get a couple of flannels, two flannels, you fold them and then fold them again. So you fold them twice and you wet them, soak them both, put them in plastic bags and put them in the freezer. Now, the reason for doing that is that then what you do, you take, when they're frozen, you take one, put it on your, on that area, say to your knee, and at first it will feel a little bit of a shocking, a little bit shocking, and very hard, very not nice, basically. You'd want to take it off. But if you leave it, just go through that pain barrier, right? That really freezing cold barrier, it then becomes numb. And what you're doing, then you leave it on and you can walk around or sit around, watch TV or whatever. And you allow that to help to take away the swelling around the area. And then you swap them over. So as you go along, you put one back in the freezer, the other one out on your knee. So you leave it in the plastic bag. You don't take it out of the plastic bag and put it on your knee. You just leave it in the plastic bag. And what happens after a while, it feels as if there's heat coming from it. So it starts off very cold, it goes on, and if I always say to put a towel underneath your leg or your knee or whatever it is, and then just wrap the towel over it a little bit so it's in place, and that helps a lot. Now you can also use heat, so you can use the cold to get the swelling down, and then you use the heat for just relaxation. So you're using hot and cold, and if you do that through the day, or just stay with the cold, depends on how much swelling you've got. If you've got a lot of swelling, leave the cold. Just leave it on the cold. Now, again, if you've gone along and you're having aches and pains, and you touch it, and you don't feel that warm, it's more or less cold, then what you do, use a bit of heat. So we go the opposite way. So you use the heat to help to dilate the sorry. So you dilate the blood vessels. So you're helping the blood flow to that area, and do a little bit of massage. So what you're going to do, you're going to pull towards your heart, right? So you're just going to stroke towards your upper body. So you're going towards the heart. So if it's above your head, then you're going to go down into the heart, right? And what you're trying to do is to help the circulatory system so that the blood can then be reoxygenated and bringing oxygen into that area. So that's just a thing that was going through my mind as I was leading up to this session. The breathing techniques. I can't remember. Did we go through a breathing technique last week? I can't remember.
We didn't. We did a synchronized groaning a couple of weeks ago.
Groaning.
Remember that one? But I don't think we've done breathing techniques, no.
Okay, so the breathing and relaxational techniques does help a lot when you're in pain, because what happens is that your mind's just going to get so focused on that pain. You're going to be focused on the pain that it's going to override everything else. So the idea is to distract. distract yourself. And it could be that you use the breathing technique, allow yourself, allow your mind to go into a nice calming place, relax it, take away that focus from that pain, from that area now. So when you have it is about finding a nice calming place to sit, to be able to just allow yourself to drift to start with, but long calming breath in and out. So you're breathing into your belly, basically, not your chest. So if you're not sure about how or the technique that you're using, you put your left hand on your chest and your right hand on your belly. And as you breathe in, your belly should move, and the left hand shouldn't. So your chest should stay still and your belly go out. So it's a long breath in through your nose. And in this occasion, it's breathe out through your nose. So it's long breath in. And as you breathe in, the belly goes out. And as you breathe out, and by doing so, you're also allowing your shoulders to drop, just letting it drop. You feel your body sinking into the chair or the couch, the bed, even the floor. Long breath in and out, just letting it go. Dropping deeper and deeper. Into the chair, into the couch. And then to become aware of your feet, soles of your feet. They may be feeling tingly, or warm, or wonderful, beautiful, calming feeling. And you allow that energy to go into the soles of your feet, into your ankles, your calves, your knees, and all those areas become so calm and gentle and still. Just letting go. That's good. Now into your thighs, hips, waist, and pelvis. And as you let go even more. Bringing peace and tranquility into your body. Now into your stomach, chest cavity. And as you breathe in, you can feel that air coming into your body. And as you exhale, you can feel that breath leaving your body through your nose. And again, in, long breath in and out. Shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Feel how comfortable your body feels as your shoulders drop even more. Feeling even more calm and steady. Your neck, your head. Feels like a lid is just open to allow all your aches, all your pains, all your worries, just to leave your body feeling absolutely wonderful. And to be able to just take yourself away from this here and now, taking your body away from the aches and pains, and allowing you to float and to be at peace, to be at one. Now, I'm going to count to 3, and I just want you to come back to this here and now. Feeling calm, still, peaceful. 1, 2, 3, you've come back to this here and now, to this room, to this time, to this space, feeling absolutely wonderful, peaceful, tranquil, and calm. Now, just to rub your knee for a second so that you're back, fully back into this era now, into this time. Now the aches. Now we're talking about, we were talking about the using the flannel, using the cold compress. Right, so the cold compress on the area to help to desensitize the pain, to allow you to feel or to get more movements into the joints. Now, do you have any question or is there anything that you'd like to ask me about that?
Sorry, go on, Devon.
Right. So is there any question you'd like to ask me about using the cold compress? And is that something that you are using at this moment?
I've not heard of doing that before. No, that's it's an interesting new one. But I don't know if anybody else wants to come in. I think most people are muted at the moment.
Oh, I don't like cold. The thought of cold makes all my pains worse. I'm not a fan. Give me heat any day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 7 hot water bottles and yeah,
well,
won't be a cold one.
I know I don't like it myself either, but that's the thing that I endure.
I'm sure there are people who like it. Different strokes for different folks, but that's a no from me.
You'd be amazed the first 5 minutes of it. If you can go through the first 5 minutes, because what it does, it numbs the pain. It numbs the pain, and then it helps to take the swelling down.
Yeah, nothing's gonna convince me that's something worth trying. No. Put me in the sun. Put me in the sun. Give me the hottest temperature you can get. We're good.
What if you used to do? What if you used to do it alternatively? So 5 minutes cold, 5 minutes or 10 minutes hot. No, okay.
If it was a really hot day, it might sound interesting, but in winter, nah.
Okay, but different things work for different people.
Absolutely. I'm good with that.
The thing, I specialize in heat treatment, but I find using cold as well. I do a thing called Caribbean heat massage. And
okay.
Sorry?
I said, okay, you got my interest. Okay, tell me more, tell me more.
Which some would liken it to a sauna massage because it's extremely, extremely hot. So, and especially at the end of it, where you lay with heat under your body and heat above your body, and you lay in that position for anything from 10 to 15 minutes at the end of it. And the idea is to just get your whole body just to sweat. But that works as well with wonderfully for aches and pains. But as I say, to get the body ready for it, I start off with a little bit of cold for about 2 minutes. Right. But when I'm working on somebody's body specifically to do for aches and pain, then I do use both. I use the cold to desensitize the pain for that area, and to help to work on the inflammation. And then I use heat to bring comfort. And normally the heat is at the end, because people always remember the last bit.
I just take the comfort, thanks.
I think it's, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's to A, know your body, and B, know your pain.
That's true.
You know, I think that does make a big difference. I've got Raynaud's, so I need to be careful with extremes of either. I also have got sometimes, you know, total neurological dysfunction, and that really does make a big difference. So I use both heat and cold, but when I'm using cold, I tend to apply it gradually. I'll put a layer, make sure I put a towel or something between me and the heat, and just gradually get used to it. If I suddenly put it on, my body will go into spasm. So I think it's learning how to use these techniques for yourself. And sometimes when the theory would say you need to use cold for an injury or something, your body's screaming out for heat. And sometimes you need to go with what your body's telling you as well.
Absolutely. That is absolutely true. Because there's no two individuals that are the same. And sometimes by going by what the book says, actually what it's doing is actually making your body react in the opposite way. And I think that, yes, it is very important to have that, listen to your body, because as I say, you're individual, and what works for you may not work for somebody else. You know, so yes, and you know, there's a good possibility that two people may have the similar injury or similar aches or pain, and yet one works with cold and the other may work with heat.
And of course, the benefit of heat and cold is that it stimulates the circulation.
That's absolutely true. That is true.
That will bring down swelling.
Yeah.
And I've found when I've done a lot of Bikram yoga, which is in 40-degree heat, and I've personally I'm a bit like Sandra. I love the heat, and that's for like an hour and a half, and you sweat like hell. But sweating's actually good for getting rid of pain.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit sort of wary of the cold as well. Hence, I got my hat on. But you do get people like, you know, Wim Hof, the guy from Holland, who he's very much in favor of breathing, but he's known as the Iceman, and he does stuff where he almost exposes himself to extreme cold and says that that's good for you. So I think there's probably merits in both ways.
That is absolutely true, because if you look at sportsmen and women, one of the things that has come out over the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years is the ice baths, right? So immediately after a long run or a hard game of football or rugby or whatever it is to actually go and have an ice bath. Not my favorite thing.
You also need to be careful that if you've got cardiac blood vessels going into spasm from cold, you know, the last thing you need is something like that. So
That's
just
right.
so I say, you really need to know your body.
And
You're right there.
And if you jump in, you can put your body into shock, as you're saying. You know, it is not good. It is about slowly getting into it. I use ice on a particular area, right? I don't do the ice bath because I think that's, as Sandra is saying, is a no-no, right? That is a little bit that is going to the opposite direction. And as I say, I specialize in heat treatment. So the majority of my physical treatments are, you know, it's using heat. So yes, I feel a lot more comfortable with heat. Plus being born in a hot country, it helps. But using the cold, I mean, I can see the merit for that as well, because especially straight after a strenuous run or game or whatever, it is good to take away the swelling before it takes hold. You know, so if you tear something or if you're prone to having pulling muscles or tearing tissues, then it helps because it cuts down the recovery time. So all of that, but with arthritis or with looking at the method the Chinese use, is using the opposite to what's happening to your body. So if you touch an area and it's really hot, right, it is important, or it'd be good if you don't have to use ice, you can use something cool just to take the temperature down a bit. So it doesn't have to be that shocking feeling that, like I do, I will freeze the things and put them on, so it is, and then I will suffer it. I will take it because I know it's about getting the swelling down, and it's about the end result. It is about the end result rather than the what is happening, right? Sorry, something just flashed up on my screen that just took my attention. Right. Yeah, so it is about the end result. So I don't like aches or pain. Whenever I have got any aches or pain, I would go to the extreme to get rid of it as quickly as possible. I know that nobody likes aches or pain, but it is about how much are you willing to do to get rid of it, but there's lots of other methods. There's lots of other things you could use. I use Vicks a lot on aches and pains, believe it or not. Vicks Vapor Rub. I know a lot of people just put it on their chest, right? But I should have shares in Vicks because I use it so much, and I ask people to give it a try.
My mother actually uses Vicks mixed with Obus oil, which is a new one for me for pain.
Okay.
Don't worry about that Obus oil because you don't want to get in the wrong place, but generates heat. But...
Well, you don't want to use Vicks in the wrong place either.
Also, Tiger Balm is very good.
Yeah.
Tiger Balm, Vicks, Obus oil, all along the same area. But also is to mix that with magnesium. A lot of people would just take the tablet, but using magnesium oil mixed with Vicks and mixed with mustard oil, that helps a lot. So there's lots of things that we can do, lots of self-help, and stretching out. And a lot of people, when they have an ache, they tend to want to don't move that area, right? They don't move the joint. If they have an achy joint, they don't want to move it. Well, the thing is, yes, to rest, but you need to get that movement. You need to get that circulation going. And part of doing that is to be able to feel comfortable enough, or to get that area or that pain into a position where you can move, so that you can get that circulation going.
I've been using magnesium oil for the last few years, and I just can't believe how little pain I have in comparison to what I used to have. I spray it on after a bath or shower every day, and my inflammation and pain levels are totally different to a few years ago.
Yeah, it is a fantastic product.
So where did you get this product from? Is it from
London Barrett? I get it.
London Barrett. Okay.
I always buy stuff from them if it's only when it's on half price. But if you watch out their sales and buy in bulk, then. But yeah, it really. And if you take it in a spray, it doesn't affect your digestive system or interfere with any other medications you might be taking.
Does it come in different strengths?
I don't think so. I mean, this is just a little spray bottle.
Okay.
Holland & Barrett magnesium. It's like water. It's called magnesium oil spray, but it's not oily.
Magnesium.
Is that the same thing you're referring to, Devon? It's an oil in a spray form.
It is. Yeah, it's slightly oily. I'm going to show you one because we are working Forest Well. We actually sell it as well, and it is one of the things that a lot. I don't know. It's because I talk about it a lot, but we sell a lot of that. Okay. But there's a bottle. I always have about two or three. Well, two of them indoors, one upstairs and one downstairs. Believe it or not. So this is what it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
And
much? How much
spray
does that
can-
hold, and what's the price?
This is a 250 ml, and I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 15 pounds, right? But all you need is just a little spray, and it will last a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is part of my my armory.
So I use
Then I use-
Voltarol a lot. I mean, I have neck and spine and hips, and there's a lot going on. So could I use those together, or do they have to be separately?
No. There's a lot that you can mix together, right? The thing is, yes, we always say, look, use one thing, but part of that is because you want to know what's helping you.
And
Right.
sometimes they counteract each other's effects. So
No, it shouldn't in theory, but
Mm.
with some people, it is, it's difficult to sort of say what's going to, because all our bodies are made differently, so we have different
mine's not
reactions.
that special. So if it generally doesn't affect anybody else, then I should be fine.
But I tend to like to mix things together, and so I would use a spray with virtually anything. So as long as I'm feeling a little bit better after it, and it is about the end result, but the spray is one of the mainstay. And as I say, I love to use it with Vicks, and most people have Vicks indoors, so it makes it a lot easier. So it's not going out and buying loads of different ointments and things. So there's I'm just trying to think what else would I rub into that. So black pepper oil, yeah, or if you've got essential oils. One of my favorite essential oil to use is actually eucalyptus. But for relaxation, I would use bergamot. I know a lot of people use lavender, but lavender, I would say, is like for the body, and bergamot is for the brain, is for the head. So I like to breathe it in. And a lot of us probably use bergamot without realizing. If you drink Earl Grey tea, it's made from the same plant. So there's a lot that we use and that we do. And with aches and pain, if you're feeling stress and ill at ease, you feel your pain more. The more relaxed and calm you are, it's the better you're able to control your pain. And again, having time out, taking time for yourself, rather than, a lot of people want to, I don't know, they feel they have to fix everybody else, or they, they take on other people's problems, right? Now, what that does is put your own body at stressing your own body out. Now, your immune system is affected by so many different things.
Ishan, come in.
If you're not sleeping properly, if you are stressed, anxiety, all of that, even if you're not eating properly. So it is about having your immune system working properly. The sharper, the stronger your immune system, it's the less aches and pains you feel. When you're feeling down and when things are happening around you and you're stressed, it is amazing how you don't just feel one pain, you feel all the other pains. Strong immunity, that's where it starts. And you follow it with all the other bits. Drinking water. again, simple, but having 2 glasses of water first thing in the morning, vitally important, because you're rehydrating your body, because you're already dehydrated through the night, because your body is losing water, but it's also losing salt during the night. Well, not just during the night, but as you go about your everyday life, we are losing salt. That's where, again, the magnesium comes in. Because if you're having, say, cramps, when I have cramps, one of the first things I do, I rub magnesium in it. And I look at my water level. Am I drinking enough water? So there's that. If I'm getting aches and pain, or if I'm getting a flare up of, you know, my knee, I used to be a footballer. Well, I used to be an amateur footballer. And my knees are not what I would like them to be. So yes, there's times where I do get flare up, and that's why I use all these products and think, well, the main two is the Vicks Vapor Rub mixed in with magnesium, and that keeps me going. And at times I will take magnesium tablets, not all the time, but at times I do. So is there any tips anybody out there's got? What do you use?
What's your thoughts on turmeric? It's been recommended, but I haven't tried it. But someone swears blind that since she's been using turmeric, her joints are way better. And I'm like, okay. A teaspoon in half a glass of water is not appealing.
What I'm drinking now
every day. What are you drinking now?
is a turmeric tea. Yeah.
But how often are you having it?
I just have it as I go along, basically.
Is that daily or occasionally?
Sorry?
Is that daily or occasionally?
No, daily. You know, it is a part of, because what I want is to have it in my system. So I've got turmeric to use in cooking. Then I've got the root itself. When I make there's a concoction I make for in the winter.
Okay.
And it's got ginger, turmeric, and a whole list of things. There's about 10 or 12 things in there, right?
You got the moringa and the spirulina as well?
No, but I have the teas.
Okay.
And this is about building keeping my immune systems up. And because I don't particularly like taking things in tablet forms, I try and take it in its natural form. Okay. It's not to say that the tablets are not good. They are good. It's vitally important, and that we keep up the nutrients in our body, right? Because again, it is about keeping healthy, keeping strong, right? And a lot of people, to help them to stay looking young, because again, we're all looking for longevity. So the answer to your question is turmeric, fantastic thing. It is a fantastic product. Do try it.
Okay.
And as I
Where
say,
do you get the root? I haven't actually seen any root anywhere. I see ginger everywhere, but not turmeric root.
Because you can mistake the turmeric root for ginger, right? I
know turmeric root, but I haven't seen it. But then I live in a place where there's not much to see, so okay.
Sainsbury's, Tesco, but they do them little packs. The
Asian shops,
yes. Okay. Fruit and veg shops.
I'm gonna have to have a look for that. All right.
I use the turmeric powder. I've got a friend who supplies organic, and I've used, you know, good teaspoonful of that in some hot water with black pepper and a little bit of some kind of oil. So that's the first thing I take every morning. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with the fact that I went from being seropositive with rheumatoid arthritis to seronegative. That's the only thing that the rheumatologist put it down to. But I was been ducking and diving medications for years because I'd had a bad experience, and it was just complicated with other conditions where the medications were contraindicated. So I've got different consultants telling me different things, but I've certainly, with that and the magnesium, and as you say, the stretching is vital.
Vitally important.
Such a huge difference that I've been under so many pain clinics and whatever else. And at the moment, I've got to a stage now where I get benefit from one paracetamol if I need to take one. Whereas, you know, I think the concoctions I could have been on or would have been on.
That is impressive.
Yeah.
It is amazing because within our diets, we have things, but we take a little bit or we touch on it, but we don't take it deliberately. So it's about taking stuff, understanding and taking them deliberately. The oil that you add in, is it coconut oil?
Sometimes, or even just a drop of olive oil, just it's because I think I was told you need some oil with the turmeric and
Well, I make a mixture and it's a bit of a shot sometimes I do, right? And
What's in yours, Devon?
sorry?
What's in yours? We've had ginger and turmeric. What else?
All right, so the ginger and turmeric is one thing, but there's a thing that I sometimes I make a shot of, and that is apple cider vinegar with coconut oil. So you mix it in, and the other thing is there's something else that I had in it that don't really have a nice taste, and that's why I do it in a shot, so that you knock it back and it's gone. Oh, it is olive leaf extracts.
Say that again.
Olive leaves extracts.
Okay.
So olive leaf extracts is about your immune system. So what I like to do is, instead of taking one there, bit there and a bit there, I like to chuck things in, mix it in, and I will do that for about a week or 2 weeks, probably even a month. And then it's like I get switched off. It's like my body don't need it anymore. So one of the things I try to do is to listen to my body. Right? You will get urges. It's like, oh, I need this. Okay, but also your body will tell you to have sugar. And I'd say no. So I try to keep sugar out of my my diet. I have lots and lots of bitter stuff that I drink that I taught myself to like. Right? Which is, okay, I have no sugar in my tea and I don't drink anything with milk. So dairy, I very rarely touch dairy, because I can't say I don't, because sometimes I have a yogurt and things like that. Now, with the teas, it is neem tea. Would you like me to bring some of the teas and show you guys, so you can see what the packet looks like?
No neem, but yeah, sure.
So neem, cerasee. Okay, just 1 second.
Cerasee. No, that's bitter.
Seriously, but not me.
Yeah.
Seriously, is actually quite nice.
No, it's not. Who said that?
It's
I drink it, but reluctantly. That's about as bitter as I'm going at the minute.
Yeah.
So yes.
I
Apparently, if it's bitter, then it's good for us. If it's sweet, it's not good for us. I don't know how that came about. But, all right.
It's because we automatically want to go for sweet.
Of course we did.
And it's like everything else. We tend to want to go for the things that are not really good for us. Okay.
It tastes nice.
So that's the neem.
Bit of neem, yeah.
Okay, so that's one. Cerasee. I grew up on that
one.
Jamaica.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, turmeric with black pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm drinking right now. Now, I don't know if many people have heard of this one.
What's that? Cerasee, bitter melon. Okay, yeah, we know bitter melon.
But-
Yeah.
So the cerasee,
Bitter melon.
well, bitter melon apparently is the root, is the fruit.
Little tiny. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
But there's varying types, because I've seen bitter melon that size.
They
Right?
got like a little prickly thing.
It kind of looks pretty, but it's not.
Mm,
Right?
yeah.
And it's like a are you from the Caribbean?
Grenada.
You know,
so it might be
right.
different. Mm.
Another thing they call susumba.
Tusumba.
Yeah,
We might call
looks-
it something different.
yeah, it looks similar to it.
Peas, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see there. Can
Yeah.
you see the,
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we know. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
but when I buy that, because you can buy that in the greengrocers,
Yeah, I've
Right.
seen it. Yeah.
you can buy it, and how you use it is I use it in meats. When I'm cooking meat,
Yes.
yeah, I chop it up and I put it in, right? And sometimes I would use it in when I'm cooking ladies' fingers, okra, right?
Mm.
So when I'm cooking okra or ladies' fingers and I chop it up, I will put some of that in there, but I would also add something else. I mix it in with 2 or 3 other products and very lightly cook it. You can taste, it gives it a slightly bitter taste, but I also, yes, and I'll put in, chocho.
Okay, what do we
So-
call chocho?
Christophine.
Okay, yeah, that rings a bell. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, and the thing with chocho, it's really good for the body, but you can have it any which way. A lot of people just use it in soup, right? But it's a magical thing because it has no taste
Yeah.
of its own. So it lends itself to whatever it is that so I blended it with with apples, with melon and stuff like that, and it's a fantastic taste.
I was gonna say I blend it with pineapple, and
Wow.
that is really nice. And I sometimes add mango to it or something. I just add different things to it, but it's just really nice.
Okay, so you're not treating it as a vegetable, you're just treating it as a bland ingredient that you can, it's versatile. Okay.
Or if
Good.
you when you do your salad, I like little bits of crunchy things in my salad. Yeah. And what I do, I chop out the chocho and put it in. And when you're eating it, you're getting this crunchy.
So that's
great.
raw.
Yeah.
That's raw. I eat it raw.
Okay.
I very rarely cook it.
Mm.
Or you can, when you're doing meat and you want a bit of a gravy thing, I will dice it very small, chop it up, put it in. So all those things are really good for you.
Yeah, also you can dice it up, put a bit of black pepper on it, and just stir it in a bit of just warm it up in a bit of butter, and that's really nice.
Oh.
You're not really been going to town on the chocho.
I like
I feel a recipe coming on.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you can grow it in your garden, right, the leaves are wonderful for you too.
Okay. Have you grown it?
I've been trying, but I know somebody who grows it, and I feel so
successfully. Failure. I'm sorry.
I just can't do it.
Your fingers are green then.
I've been trying the last 2 years to grow it, right? And the thing is, it looks so easy to grow because if you buy it and put it down, you can see that it wants to grow, right? But when I transfer it and put it in the earth,
Try growing. I like a
Yeah.
challenge. I'm going to have a look at that.
So chocho leaves is also good, as well as the plant. And there's lots and lots of things that you can grow in your garden that is going to help you. You know? So when
Also,
people,
I don't know if you can get it here, but susumba leaf, yeah,
yeah,
it's so good for pain.
I think yes. You know, again, if you got even the window box,
Mm.
it's amazing what you can grow in your window box. You know, so there is oodles of things that people can use.
What's the Zumba?
You was talking about it before, the little bean
Yeah,
that you cook with.
it's like it wants to be a cucumber,
Okay.
but smaller, much smaller.
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah.
Where would you get it?
I don't know if you can get the leaves here, but I know that in the West Indies,
Okay.
they use the leaves like for aches and pain and headaches and stuff like that.
Mm. And again, if you're able to grow a grapevine, again, the amount of, I mean, you can use the leaves as well. You can chop the leaves up and use it as part of your greens. Okay. As I say, but be very careful if you're gonna pick wild grapes, because sometimes you see wild grapes in the park, or if you're walking through the forest. Be very careful with that, because there's a plant that looks like grapes and it's not grapes.
Mm.
You know, and the leaves are not good for you. But yeah,
Zumba, does it? I'm looking at it. It looks like what we call sea grape, but sea grape grows by the sea. Is that? This is not the same thing.
not the same one.
Okay.
No, I think I know sea grapes, but this is wild. They call it.
Okay.
I think they call it wild grapes.
I don't recognize it then. Okay.
But you know, there's just so many things that we can grow ourselves, and they taste so much better,
Mhm.
and it feels as if it does you so much more, so much better. You know, so much good.
Mm.
You know, so yeah. Again, so back to the aches and pains and things, and it's about how do we relieve? How do we help ourselves?
I wanted to ask you a question, Devon. You know, you were saying about if you were massaging a joint, do you massage it away from the heart or towards the heart?
Always towards.
Always towards. Okay.
Always towards. Any eye-tech professional, right? How we was taught as part of the eye-tech professional is that everything always goes towards the heart. You never massage away, because the blood is pumped away from the heart, but it's not pumped back. So every massage, or every massage therapist, part of what we do is that you need to assist the circulatory system. So what you're doing, you're going to help the blood to go back to the heart so it can get reoxygenated and then pumped back out to the various organs.
Okay.
So
Good.
another thing, have you heard of comfrey?
Say that again.
Comfrey. It
Yeah.
grows wild, and you
Yes.
may see it in the park or near riverbanks and things, right? Now that's more about sprains and things like that, right? So what I do with that, I will pick that. In fact, I grow that in the garden, but a lot of people use it as manure because it goes really deep down in the earth. And I use that and I mix it with mint, and I pour water, cold water on it, probably a few ice cubes. I know you're not going to like that, Sandra. And I use a bowl or something that you can put your foot in. So when I done my toe, I fractured my toe, and I use comfrey and mint. And every half an hour or once an hour or whatever it was, I would put my foot in and leave it for 5 or 10 minutes, dry it off, and try and walk on it and try and do whatever I'm doing. And then I'll go back. And the thing is, with the mint, it's amazing. It keeps the water cold or cool for much, much longer. And the comfrey will help to mend the tissues back together. So, you know, there's so many things that is just there. It's in front of our eyes, right? And yeah,
It's
we don't use
reversed, isn't it?
it. So one of the things that I'd like you guys to do, right? This is, I don't know, did I do this with you guys before? This is a nasal.
Yeah, you did a brief discussion on that last week, but if you want to go through that now, Devon, because I know we're running a little short of time, but it's only a sort of 5-minute thing, isn't it? So just, if you want to run through that with people, chat how to do it.
Okay, so it is about massaging. And when I use this, instead of using a finger, getting in, so it is about using that. Has anybody got one available?
Yeah. No, well, not right now, but
No? Okay, so for next week.
Case.
Hmm?
Is that a Vicks inhaler case?
It is.
Okay. Okay.
Trust me, I don't have shares in Vicks.
All right.
That means you are fixed then, doesn't it?
Right, so what I do, I peel the label off because it can be, but to use that, just to massage your arm, your neck, your face, your legs, yeah, and it's less you know, it's easier to do than to use your hand, especially if you're not used to doing massage and stuff like that, you know. And again, it is, you're doing it, but the aim is that you're going to go towards your heart. So you're going, yeah, and when you come to areas like these, you just go over it gently. So you don't really want to dig into those areas. So you just do it gently, yeah, into the shoulders. So sometimes, you know, you have this ache or your neck is aching. Even though you may have the pain there, the idea is to do all of the arm, yeah. So you're doing it and you're going up the arm and you try and relax the arm that you're working on. So in there, into the shoulders, yeah, into there. Now, when you come to your bone, you're gentle over that. So you just in nice and gentle, right? And you do both sides. So the neck, again, you come down the neck. Yeah. And then you swap arms and you do the other side. Shoulders into there and into the top of the shoulder. Now, again, sometimes you may have a headache or whatever. It's just into the temples. Now, this is where I think it's better if you use both hands. So you're using your own, so you're using your fingers, either side. Yeah. And and yeah. So you draining. Okay. And again, with aches and pains, your hands. So say for instance, your knees, your knees may be aching or playing up. And it's amazing what you can do just by placing your hands on your knees. Placing your hands on the knees or the affected area, and just allow it to be calm, to be gentle, to be still, and just letting it go. Just letting it go. Peaceful and tranquil. Just allow that knee or that part. So again, I can't show you my knees. So what I'm doing, I am massaging my knees all around the kneecap into the ligament. And that's it. And you're doing what we call circling. So it's just that. So you're just circling it around. You move it from one area to another, just circling it around. That's good. Okay, and then if you can, just relax your knee enough so you can just move the kneecap slightly. So you're just moving the kneecap slightly from one side to the other. And if you've got your knee straight and the kneecap is not engaged, then just move it around. Move it around and then drain up your body. Right? So when I say drain, all we're doing is just that. So you're just doing that. Yeah. How does that feel? How is that?
I'm not able to move my kneecaps around, but certainly feeling a bit of benefit there. Yeah, that's good.
You won't be able to move the kneecap about if your knees are bent. So sorry, if your knees are straight, you can just move the kneecap around a little bit and just go into the ligament. Yeah, that does help so much.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, thanks, Devon. I'm afraid we've run out of time again, so sorry about that. I've got to break in and make a mess of your tranquility there. But yes, we can cover that again next week, if that's all right with everybody.
Would you like to do the raw? There's a thing I do, right? At the end of most of my workshops is that I do a thing called the raw. Would you like to do that with me today? Yeah. So okay, what it is, it's you breathe in, and as you breathe out, you roar. Okay. So I call it 3 lions roar because it's 3. You're going to do 3 of those. Yeah. So.
I'm not sure I'm up for a roar, but we'll see.
So can you humor me?
Try. Might be a mouth. So try.
Long deep breath in. And hold. And all together.
Oh.
No, you roar as you're breathing it out. So all right. So, and again, breathe in, hold, and roar. And the last one. So, long deep breath in, and hold, and the last roar. Okay. Sounds like we've got a lot of gentle lions.
I'll work on my roar.
Right. Thank you very much, guys. And can we bring a Vicks inhaler or an inhaler next week so that we can do whatever we do at some stage? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll remember to do that. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Devon.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
To remind everybody, we've got a couple more sessions coming up this week. So we've got our virtual coffee morning on Saturday at 11:30. We're back here again next Tuesday for the next session with Devon. And hope we may have a yoga session on Thursday. I'm just about to chat to people about that, but I'll send out invites to everybody to let them know. Okay, so thanks everybody for coming in. Bye for now. And
Bye.
Andy, I'll send you a new meeting. We can just have a chat now. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Right. Okay. Bye everybody.
Bye-bye.